Two murder-suicides involving the same family within just months of each other. Police officers found a mother and two sons dead inside their home early this morning in Avondale.
Well, Courtney, what I can tell you is that police have confirmed that a 40-year-old man and his 6-year-old daughter are now dead after a lengthy standoff that took place at an apartment complex just off of Hamilton Avenue in Mount Healthy.
This is the tragic story of how two separate murder-suicide events would wipe out an entire family in a matter of 6 months. In a crazy twist of events, a suicide note left behind would link one of the killers to another unsolved case that happened back in December of 2020. Welcome to BaasetCrimez. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell. This story takes us to the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, which is the third largest city by population in the state of Ohio. Cincinnati is home to America's oldest baseball team and is also the first city to have a public TV station. Cincinnati is known for its 19th century architecture and its beautiful views. The Johnson family, who were natives to Cincinnati, consisted of 40-year-old Eric Johnson Sr., his wife, 38-year-old Darlene Flores, their two sons, Eric Johnson Jr., who was 19, and 16-year-old Rodrigo Johnson, as well as their 6-year-old daughter, Iyla Johnson. The couple had been in a relationship together for over 20 years, but had recently divorced due to irreconcilable differences. According to Darlene's family, domestic violence played a major role in why the couple separated and why it had such a negative effect on her family afterward. At the time, they were going through a custody dispute which mainly involved their 6-year-old daughter, Iyla. Unfortunately, on the morning of August 21st, 2022, Eric Johnson Sr. killed his 6-year-old daughter, Iyla, and himself, following a custody dispute. Police were called to an apartment complex in the small suburb of Mount Healthy. Unfortunately, when they arrived, they heard gunshots, to which they tried to enter the residence, but it was barricaded. Unfortunately, by the time they were able to enter, it was too late. They found the bodies of 6-year-old Iyla Johnson and her father, 40-year-old Eric Johnson Sr., who both suffered from gunshot wounds. This ultimately devastated Darlene Flores and her sons, Eric and Rodrigo. But in particular, Eric Jr. was never able to recover fully from the incident, as he was extremely close with his sister, according to his friends. And for this to happen at the hands of someone they trusted dearly, someone that they called their dad, was extremely devastating.
Iyla was beautiful. Her smile, her personality.
A sea of purple, released in the sky, Iyla's favorite color. The Bike Life Group, a part of Iyla's dad's bike club, roaring engines for Iyla.
At a young age, she understood what life was about. And when you're special like that, got to appreciate it, and she taught us that.
Teaching the power of love to her family through pictures.
So ever since she was like 2, she would just like to draw. And a lot of those drawings were around God. Right in the kitchen, she's got artwork from 2 all the way up to recently. Just telling her story and how much she was connected with the love of God.
A family able to smile through the pain, knowing that Iyla is in God's hands.
Just keep our family in your thoughts and prayers, because this is really rough and it only gets rougher.
Months after Iyla's death, friends noticed Eric Jr.'s mental health starting to deteriorate. He would always talk about how much he missed his sister and how much it was taking a toll on his health, his mental health, and just everyday life. A lot of friends who knew him said his sister was the closest thing to him. And unfortunately, Eric Jr. was never able to mentally recover from that incident that happened to her.
Eric's friends say he's been struggling with his sister's death ever since.
Deep down, I mean, losing your little sister, you know what I'm saying? Especially a 6-year-old sister, and that was like the close. He loved her more than anything. Like, losing her, it destroyed my boy deep down, and I know he was hurting.
Unfortunately, on the morning of February 3rd, 2023, tragedy would strike again. Eric Jr. would go to shoot his mother, Darlene, and his younger brother, Rodrigo, that morning around 5:30 a.m. He would then go on to shoot himself, fatally wounding all 3. About 30 minutes before he committed the crimes, he sent a group text to some of his closest friends saying that he was sorry and that he missed his sister dearly. It was unclear if anything had transpired between him, his brother, or his mother before the incident, but police were called to the Avondale neighborhood where the bodies were discovered of all three. Unfortunately, that was the end of the legacy of the Johnson family.
Heartbreaking, Adam, it truly is. And like you mentioned, Darlene, Flores' sister, did speak with me tonight. She says that Darlene was not able to tell her story, but that she believes that her nephews being exposed to domestic violence in the household not only took a toll on them emotionally, but she believes it's why this murder-suicide happened today. The family says 19-year-old Eric Johnson shot his mother, Darlene Flores, and his 16-year-old brother, Rodrigo Johnson. And then he took his own life. Just a half hour before their bodies were discovered by police, Eric sent his friends a sinister message.
My friend called around 5 o'clock this morning saying that he loved us and that he's sorry, he misses his sister. And nobody's seen the text. I was the first person that seen the text this morning around 6, and as soon as I heard it, I got a friend that called me and said that, hey, check on E. I heard there's a lot of police on the street.
But this is the second time a violent and tragic event has hit this family. In August, their father killed his 6-year-old daughter, Iyla, and then took his own life. Eric's friends say he's been struggling with his sister's death ever since.
Friends say the mother kept her doors open for them regardless of the hour.
Most of us in the neighborhood had single mothers, so they raised us. Miss Darlene, she was very sweet, like another mother, took us in. Anything that we needed to ask for, they always gave it to us, and they taught us life lessons and stuff.
The comfort of closeness and being with each other at their second home, as they called it, has been lost as a result of what happened today. They say they were with Eric daily, didn't see this type of outcome, and want the community to take all this to heart.
Check on those people, because when you know somebody's hurting, you know, after a while people start to forget, but that pain is still with those people. So make sure you share your love, check on the ones that you love.
Unfortunately, grief and tragedy didn't stop there. Before committing the crime, Eric Jr. left a note admitting to the 2020 killing of 18-year-old Serreno Foster Jr., who was found in the 3600 block of Canyon Drive around 11 a.m. on December 12th of 2020. Serreno was lured via Snapchat to a dead-end street where he was then shot one time and died at the scene. His body was found 11 hours later. It is unclear the history between Eric and Serreno. All that's known is Serreno had an extremely bright future ahead of him. The family claims that this is not justice for their son, Serreno, but it is closure to know what finally happened to him and who did it.
Now at 11, the Avondale man police say killed his mom and brother Friday has now been linked to a 2020 cold case.
Our Valerie Lyons broke the story at 5, and she has reaction from one family tonight.
Serreno Foster now has the answer he's been waiting for. It's a question he asked during our interview with him in August of 2021. His 18-year-old son, Serreno Jr., was murdered in December of 2020. Shot once, he was found 12 hours later, his car still running with the lights on. Serreno graduated from DePaul Cristo Rey High School with honors, a state basketball championship, and multiple scholarships. He planned to study nursing and continue playing basketball. Xavier University offered him $100,000. Wittenberg extended a full ride. And though his college dreams were cut short,
justice for my baby, yeah. Justice for my baby.
Johnson's confession is the long-awaited closure Serreno's family has been waiting for.
This entire situation is all around sad and tragic. It's unfortunate what happens when kids witness their parents go through certain things and it trickles down to their mental health. May the entire Johnson family rest in peace. May Serreno Foster Jr. rest in peace. May their families find peace within this situation. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done to change. All we can do is learn from these mistakes and move forward. You guys be safe and be blessed.